The Trial, written by Franz Kafka. This is the book I am going to review in this video. The literary contributions of various poets and writers did not give due recognition from the people during their lifetime, but after their death, many writers and poets will reach the pinnacle of success and fame. Franz Kafka is one such writer. I have read Franz Kafka Metamorphosis. The story plot and writing style made a deep impact on myself. That forced me to take up his next book, The Trial. Here is the brief story plot about this book. The main protagonist is Josef K. He was working as a chief clerk in a private bank. On the occasion of his 30th birthday, Josef K was arrested by the police. Mr. K initially thought this was a prank, but that was not the case. His arrest was real. At the end of the day, the authorities had advised Josef K to follow up the trials in the court. Apart from this advice, he had no information why he was arrested, what was the way forward, what was the procedure in the court. He had no clue about all these incidents. But K decided to put up a spirited fight. With this courage and determination, Josef K had started his trial journey. In this trial journey, Josef K had gone through many psychological ups and downs. With the initial spirit, Josef K had decided to argue his case by himself. But when the days goes on, his confidence levels started to come down. So by the advice of his uncle, he contacted the help of a lawyer. But he was not fully satisfied with the contributions made by the lawyer. Next, he decided to move up to the next person, one painter. He was advised by one businessman. This painter had a much influence on the trial judges to influence the judgment. He contacted him, but that to no avail. Despite all this, Josef K was standing in the same place where he had started. So Franz Kafka, through the journey of Josef K, had illustrated the modern bureaucratic setup, how the institution was set up, the legal complexity, the excessive power wielded by authority on the common people, how this power had been acting as a catalyst for the moral degeneration and corruption. These were all the things that was explained by Franz Kafka through various incidents of this story. For example, in one incident, there was a conversation between painter and Josef K. In that the painter explained about the various pitfalls that existing in the judicial process to delay the judicial process to get the acquittal. And in another incident, one lawyer shows his extraordinary power on his client. Like this various incident that was mentioned in the book had explained about the different phases of the bureaucratic setups. Normally states set up an institution to protect truth and deliver justice to the common people. But when it comes to reality, the opposite is true. Because this complex institutional setup, the legal complexity and the obscure procedure has been acting as a stumbling block for the common people in their path to justice. That was beautifully explained by Franz Kafka. This was the main theme of this book. I heard many negative reviews about this book, The Trial. I hope that was mainly due to the last part, the climax part of this book. While reading 200 odd pages, normally readers would expect a logical conclusion. But here in this book, Franz Kafka had forced the readers to take their individual interpretations. I think that was not well received by some of the readers. Apart from this, 90% content of this book will give real Kafkaesque moment for the readers.